So what is Hometown Haunts?
Hopefully, we're going to get answers to things that we've heard stories about.
Every town has a story, a whisper, a secret.
Claims of occurrences, possible legends,
Cryptid,
Things we see in the sky.
even paranormal.
and possibly cold cases.
It all starts with a story.
There's so many things that revolve in that realm of the unknown.
Hometown Haunts is going to be a lot of fun.
At the end of the day, every town goes bump in the night, and it's our turn to find out what that is.
So for our first investigation, we're really going to step outside of the boundaries of what we're used to.
So every investigator, whether you're paranormal, you're cryptid, knows about the story of Bigfoot.
I was always heard stories about Bigfoot, but never pictured myself going into the woods, especially at night.
It's going to be different. I know one thing with me, my personal side, I don't like the woods at night.
Never thought I'd do it, but I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to find out what is Bigfoot.
But you know what? I'm really pumped. I'm excited about it. We've been waiting to do this for a long time.
Sasquatch, Yeti, whatever you want to call them, we've always had that dream of wandering through the woods and seeing the elusive creature, the hide-and-seek champion himself.
Is he an elemental? Is he an alien?
Who knows?
It's something that we don't know what's going to happen. When we walk into a haunted location, we're enclosed in walls. There's no walls here.
To hunt something so big, something we know nothing about.
Who knows if Bigfoot himself is going to actually show up.
Nobody knows. But we are going on a hunt, and we are going to try to bring you those answers.
And hopefully we can find the man everybody calls Bigfoot.
We've got a local gentleman here. His name is Daniel Benoit. We're going to actually go out with him. He had an experience out in West Augusta, here just outside of Stanton, Virginia. And we're going to go and actually check that out and see what occurrence happened to him. Have him kind of take us to some areas in there. Maybe we'll be able to see some things that we've never seen before when it comes to cryptid hunting. All right, guys. So we are here at Elkhorn Lake. We've made it. We've got our buddy Daniel here. He's got his tree knocker in his hand. I'm going to stand back a little bit. I know what that's for. But we've come out to Daniel's spot. We're going to go take a little walk. He's going to take us to the area. Tell me about this, Daniel.
Well, here we are. This is my main research area. It's not my only research area, but it's a place where I spent numerous years camping and exploring, getting well acquainted with this area. There's a lot of wildlife in here. And as you see, the vegetation, the foliage is well grown in right now. It's a very healthy ecology out here. We got water. As far as our water sources, we got the streams, creeks. We got the river right over here flowing in, and all three connect and run into the main lake over here.
Everybody ready?
Ready.
All right, guys.
I think.
Here we go. This is the first leg of this journey.
I think I'm ready.
I'm Daniel Benoit. I am the founder of the ECBRO, the East Coast Bigfoot Researchers Organization. I've been involved with Bigfoot research for over 10 years now. I started off in the field, very independent, very solo, until later in the years, I learned that social media existed and started picking up some other fellow researchers and those involved in the Sasquatch phenomenon. You know, comparing notes, sharing time out in the field, and making our own discoveries. It's one of the things that we started to do. We became very observant in the field, and I've conducted a lot of studies out of the field as well. I started comparing, my comparison notes, and, realizing that a lot of what we were experiencing and finding were related to non-human primates. To be more specific, gorillas, chimpanzees, baboons, bonobos, orangutans. A lot of their vocalizations, their habits, their diets, and some of the unexplained things that they've been observed doing that scientists don't understand why they do what they do. Fun fact is that we're observing this in our own neck of the woods here in North America. I've experienced the vocals, the tree knocks, the odd structures. And with my comparisons and studies in and out of the field, my conclusion points towards an unclassified, undiscovered primate of some sort. Does that make anything fact? No, but it's my conclusion behind my beliefs and the findings through my research. Over the years, I actually had my own experiences. I've seen things that people wouldn't believe. I've heard things that people could only imagine. But I will tell you for a fact that Sasquatch exists here in Virginia, in the George Washington National Forest and several other parts of the forest here in the state. Do not underestimate the state of Virginia. Sasquatch does exist here, and they are real. One in particular that I'll never forget took place in the George Washington National Forest in the state of Virginia. It was May 3rd of 2014 when a group of us were on foot during a hike. It was late in the evening, and our goal was to get back to our campsite. I tell you what, the weather is great right now. The temperature's right. When you have nice, comfortable weather like this, it's just right. The wildlife are usually moving around. A lot of your wildlife is going to start moving around right now. It's that time of evening where the deer are going to start coming into these areas to start feeding. And when your deer start moving into these areas and the sun goes down, that's when you can expect the nightlife to come alive, and you start hearing the crazy, wild vocals of all the known species. The owls, you'll hear a lot of owls out here. Then on some occasions you just don't know, but you'll hear the crazy howls and the whoops. I've heard whoops and various sounds of weird moans from these woods.
Wow.
Moans, sounds that I cannot compare or match up to anything known. And we're actually approaching a location right here.
Okay.
Where I've had an experience right here in 2014. And this is the very location right here where everything took place. When it happened, we were actually coming from down that way, headed back towards our camp.
Okay.
So, actually, if I'm gonna step back this way just a little bit here, I wanna show you guys, as we were approaching, we had a deer that was walking alongside the road right over here. And after that deer walked along and went into the woods, coming up over here, over by where that tree is right there, next to that tree, on the lower part of it was a set of eye shine. And what I'm seeing, which I first thought was something reflecting off of a tree, something bright and yellow that my headlamp was reflecting. I had no idea what I was looking at. Just thought it was a yellow sign that was on the tree, and I just thought it was a very odd place for some sign to be, period. But then what I was seeing next actually blinked its eyes, and immediately I realized there was a flesh and blood creature there, not a sign.
Just right in here?
Yes, right here.
These close trees right here?
Yeah, the first set of eye shine was on the bottom of this solo tree right here. And of course, we were standing back just a little bit further, but that's exactly where we saw the first set of eye shine right there. And of course, till it went off, zipped off, and disappeared, we regrouped. We got up to this location as we stepped forward over here. And when we got probably all of us in a cluster, standing probably right about here, down there in the bottom there, probably a good 30, 40 feet from where I'm standing, was that same set of eye shine down there. It was, even though we're looking down, that subject was actually low to the ground as it was. Judging his height was around 4 feet. He was actually swaying side to side very swiftly. Right down there is where we first noticed it after getting up here. So yeah, he was a good between 30 and 40 feet. And of course, the other subject that we end up seeing here, after seeing that one, was just over to the right, fairly close to this other single slim tree standing up over there. And of course, that little one was still swaying side to side pretty good. And then the other one, it was probably close to almost eye level with me right now, because it was around, we estimated a good 6 feet. Well, I may have been a little taller than it, because keep in mind, it is sitting a little low there. But yeah, we had that small one, and we had that the one that was bigger than it, about 2 feet taller, just standing there looking at us, blinking its eyes. Yeah, that went on for a couple minutes or so, till I started looking down over here. The third subject that we saw was right over in here, probably just to the left of that big tree over there, well, straight out in front of me.
I'll get right over here beside you so I can see. Yeah.
So I'll use my wood knock stick, and if you go straight out
there,
just to the left of that tree, my left. And sure enough, as I pan my vision over to the right, behind some bushes down low, I picked up another set of eye shine. It started off very low to the ground. As I'm focused on it, you can see that set of eye shine slowly raising up, like moving upward. So yeah, he started off very low, and he stood up, and he was towering over top of that 6 foot one by 2 feet easily. And his eyes were large. He had large yellowish eyes. I mean, reflecting, all their eyes were reflecting off of the headlamps that we had. And yeah, it was quite the experience, because at first, keep in mind, we did not know what we were looking at. We had no idea what we were looking at until that big one made a maneuver. The tallest subject, it actually turned to the left and what appeared to make a step and actually look back. And when it made this maneuver, I believe it was just from our headlights, there was just enough light reflecting on the outline of this subject where a whole silhouette was made of a set of wide, broad shoulders and a big round head. I was slightly mesmerized by it when I saw that. That was a confirmation for me. That was something that said, yes, these are squatches.
When we walked up here and you pointed out the trees, I got a shock right here. It was almost like I picked up, it was like I got that chill that I normally feel when we're inside of our locations. And a brand new battery on my monitor, gone.
Wow.
Right after that. That's what's crazy. I can't cut it back on. The brand new battery.
They could be watching this right now, as far as we know. They could be right here. This is a prime example, right here. This is a prime example of primatologists in the jungle sitting there in the presence of other non-human primates, gorillas, for example. If we were watching a group or family of gorillas, I mean, they could easily walk behind any bit of this foliage and we'll never see them. They might look like shadows. A lot of people say that Bigfoot looks like shadows. You know, Native Americans believe they are the shadow, you know, they're shadows of the forest. There's so many different things out there when it comes to Native Americans. But again, with primates in their environment, yeah, they'll disappear instantly behind this foliage. I mean, like I said, guys, we could be being watched right now.
I think we are.
I feel it.
This is where I've been drawn this whole time. Right in there is where I've been drawn, right there. And it is like a distinct
Yeah.
eyes
They
on
say
us.
they can put off some energy
Yes.
Yeah.
with them. And I'm telling you,
Well-
I feel that energy right in this area right here. It's what's crazy.
So he feels it over there and I feel it right here. The whole time we've been talking, eyes have been on my back, right?
See, for
here.
that to happen,
Truck coming.
I mean, something just killed my battery just like that. And that's a normal, that's an occurrence that would happen in one of our locations
Yeah.
Right.
when it's trying to draw energy.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
there's no reason that thing should have died that fast. We hadn't even had it on 5 minutes.
Well, I know for a fact, not just here, but in other areas, they do cross back and forth here. The deer hang over here this side. They'll move over here. But I have found track impressions on both sides of these, you know,
Okay.
on this road here. So yeah, I mean, look right here. I mean, this natural growth,
Yeah.
this stuff like this, I call nature's huts, nature's shelter. This is all natural.
That's probably some good area to walk back into. Is that the river right over there?
Yeah, the river's through, you can hear it flowing over there. So, but yeah, it doesn't hurt. It's
A
actually
water source?
Yeah, absolutely. We got
Farm.
multiple water sources. We got the river right there, which is easy access. It's not that deep over there. We can walk into it, really. There's a nice stream and a creek that connect, that run in and join with the river that feeds into the lake.
Wow.
So,
When?
so yeah, we can walk over
Yeah.
here if you guys like.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when I see tracks and impressions, not everyone sees what I see sometimes, but because if they're not fresh, even if they are fresh, you know, you got stuff like this right here. This looks like a heel, impossible where toes may have been. So, yeah, this definitely clearly looks like a flat.
That's a big
Yeah.
print.
You could actually feel that right there. Feels like the roundness of a heel right here. Right here. This cups around like something with a heel stepped here.
Okay.
So yeah, you have basically two, what I call two foot ridges,
Yeah.
and you have the impression of the track. That's just one example. I know the cameras and videos don't always do justice when it comes to tracks. However, we might find something a little bit more conclusive or more definitive.
And this is pretty in here.
Yeah.
So Daniel, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So what do Bigfoots or Sasquatches look for when they look for a place to make a habitat? What are they really looking for as far as like, they're looking for more of a food source, somewhere to kind of keep them hidden?
Well, it's just like us. When we're looking for a place to survive, we need shelter, place to stay out of the elements. We need food source, an area that they can feel safe in. And back to when I say food source, if the prey are in the area, the Sasquatches are going to be in the area. So yeah, if they know that there's people like us that come into these areas, especially you got traffic that comes and goes out of these forest roads, they got to keep their distance. They got to stay low and stay behind a lot of this foliage. The thing is, this time of year, I believe they're going to be out and about moving a little bit better, or more, I should say, because the foliage is growing in right now. So it allows them more passageway right now.
Sure.
So
would being close to civilization or being close to a road, I guess, affect how close a Bigfoot would come? Or do you think, I guess, over years, these creatures have become used to having, I guess, humans around?
Yeah, in this areas like this, for example, I mean, you're here in the national forest. I mean, the nearest civilization as far as houses, about 5 miles back up the other road. As far as people, yeah, over a period of time, they develop like their own schedule, basically. They become habituated to this area. As far as the way the deer come in here, and they use that and take that to their advantage as far as the feeding goes. But yeah, like a Sasquatch could be behind any of these big pines. In most cases, they could actually be crouching down. If somebody was to look over here driving by, they could just appear to be like a tree stump in most cases. Because they're masters at what they do here. They're masters at living here, and they're highly intelligent. It's one thing I would never underestimate their abilities. So.
Okay, so now it's that time of the night to where we're gonna actually go out and do a little bit of investigating. So this is gonna be different for us. This man right here knows what he's doing, and we are putting our lives in his hands. Put it that way. Are you scared?
Yeah, I am.
Are you terrified?
I'm excited. I'm ready for this.
I'm excited. I'm ready too. Look at the knocker. He's got the knocker ready.
What knockers?
All right, guys, so we're heading out. We're heading into the woods. Here we go.
So right here, I want to point something out right here.
Yeah, okay.
In 2015, I was camping right here in this spot here, and it was probably around 10 o'clock at night. It was very quiet. It's, you know, when I sit around the campsite, and especially when I'm by myself, I don't hear much. I get curious, I get bored. I want to move around a little bit. So I decided to grab my spotlight, and I walked out to the middle of the forest road right here, and I didn't turn the spotlight on until I got in the middle of the forest road here. And immediately I started shining it down in this direction over here. And as soon as I shined it down in here, immediately I kicked up a deer. I spooked a deer by my bright light I had at the time. You could hear it run off. And I was like, oh, cool, you know. So I started panning my light over here to my right. And as I got between the 1 and 2 o'clock position, somewhere just inside this tree line, probably not much further beyond this big tree right here, what I heard next really had my nerves going. And basically my heart was like literally up in my throat, pounding away. Because what I heard next was very large, heavy bipedal steps walking away from me. Every step it took had a crunch and a thump to it. It was very fierce. I mean, it was, I don't know how else to describe it, but it basically had the fear in me, you know, boiling. And when I heard that, I immediately started walking backwards. And I had my hand down on my keys. Yeah, I started pushing the unlock button on my vehicle to make sure it was unlocked. And I literally stayed walking back till I got back right about here. And then I started walking back to the campsite that I had going. I had a fire going. And when I got back into the campsite, I added more wood to the fire. And I actually ended up, you know, calming down because I was realizing what I had heard, even though it was something very large, heavy, and bipedal just inside that tree line, I realized that it was walking away from me. It wasn't coming at me. So I believe if it meant harm, if it had any aggression, I probably would have heard it come rushing out at me.
No doubt.
But
okay.
But I have no doubt what I heard was in there was definitely bipedal, without doubt. So I don't know if you can really tell, there is a game trail that runs through here.
Yeah.
Along here, and then right in this general area, I've actually found very large track impressions right in here. But every now and then I like to come along this here, because we could only go in but so far over here. But I do like going over there to check out the area because you just never know, because beyond that is pretty well thick and grown in. But you never know if they come in there or not, so yeah. So I'm not gonna take us any further.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I just like to look in this area sometimes because you just never know what you might find here, so. It might be a little early yet.
That's going to get their attention, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You feel anything in here?
Not yet. I'm still like in, once I calm down. I'm still in nervous mode.
In nervous mode?
Yeah.
So when you enter a spot, when you're doing research, what are the key things you look for right away?
Well, if possible, you want to keep your eyes clear on the ground for any possible signs of tracks. In this particular area where we're in right now, this is one of the main areas where I've ventured into numerous times over the years. One of the things I like to do is come into the area, observe it for changes. When I say changes, that could be anywhere from new structures or formations. That could be from weather. For example, that big giant uprooted tree right there, that wasn't always there. I like to see if there's anything new that may appear as if it's been placed there deliberately on purpose. So again, from tracks to structures and formations, anything that stands out that doesn't look normal. So this area here is
Daniel?
I was looking at that, but I don't know for
I mean,
sure.
the X there, is that?
that is, I know I kept looking at that myself, and I keep looking back at it, and but you know what? It is interesting because you got this tree here, this one here,
Yeah.
and then this one here wedged in between.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, it is wedged.
Yeah.
It's not touching the ground.
Right. Exactly.
Good.
Now, looking at that, could that have broken off of there? Maybe, but
It looks like everything's intertwined.
it does. Absolutely. Oh, trust me, I have seen some serious woven, intertwined structure formations. Not entirely too far from here, but a good little hike up the mountain. But
Now, can those be woven like that naturally?
it really depends if they're all. I would say if they're all of the same species of tree, that could be very possible. In some cases, I have seen trees that are grown where they look twisted. I call them hugging trees. But on a number of occasions, I have seen different species of trees.
That looks like a fresh breakup on this end right here.
Where we're looking at?
See up
On this
that
here?
right there.
Oh yeah,
And
that's what I'm looking for. I don't see nothing that resembles a clean break up there.
was it put there to?
Kind of like a tourniquet.
Right.
Oh, what?
A what? A tourniquet.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Jaws.
Yeah.
A what?
Yeah. Tiger shark. A what?
Do it again.
Tiger shark. A what?
Yeah, I think one of these big pines, I'm going to do another knock here in a little bit. And as we get closer to that little stream over there, the creek, whatever, you might see deer over there. I'm going to do a tree knock on this big pine right here. I was just listening to make sure no vehicles are going to come by so we could hear something. even though we're not hearing it now, doesn't mean they won't respond. They may need time to respond.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like we do a spirit box session.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just need time to respond back.
Definitely.
Right.
No doubt.
As far as we know, we don't know if they walk around in the woods with a tree knocker like we do. Because it makes you wonder if they identify the sound of the tree. You know, like, hey, maybe they need to respond back to that same tree.
Maybe they know which area that tree's in.
Right. I mean, although these bull pines, these pines are all throughout the national forest here.
Could it also be territorial, like they know we're here, nobody should be on that side?
Very, very likely. Yeah, looking down at this here, I've always imagined possibly seeing something right over here. I feel like one of these days I may end up seeing something right there, but because as you see, it's an easy way to come down and to get their source of water, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like to believe that this area up here is like a kill zone because, you know, besides that deer carcass up there, there's a small creek bed that runs down off the mountain over there. I've seen jawbones of deer just laying in the water. So
Wow.
yeah.
Kill zone. Kill zone. What do you think about that?
I'm glad we'll let Tana go first.
Of course, if we were to get a response, the flow of the water, the sound of the water may kind of
Yeah.
muffle out any possible responses, but yeah, this is kind of interesting right here.
What is it again?
These branches
Nice.
right here. It's kind of laid up in there. It's kind of interesting.
There's the road straight ahead.
Hey, yeah, can I get a light right here? I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. I don't know if it's a track or what. Looks like we have something maybe right there. Looking at it from this way, it looks like, oh, it looks like the possible toe impressions up here. So it looks like it's flat, like the heel is back here and the toes are up this way.
Yeah, it does.
Interesting. So, all right, here we go, guys.
Where was it?
Somewhere right in there.
Okay. Well, we just came back from our walk in the woods. We saw what appeared to be some formations,
Yeah.
small formations possibly. It's just the vegetation and the growth is just so thick right now. It's not like it is during the fall, but I think Tana survived.
I
that.
did.
She survived that walk, even though it killed her to do that. But glad you did it.
Thank you.
And,
I love it out here right now.
Yeah, yeah. So we're actually back here at the back of the truck right now. What we're doing is just kind of feeling out and listening to the nature. Daniel's going to do some knocking here soon to see if we can get some responses, and then I'm going to play some calls. I've got my speaker on the front of the truck over there, so you'll hear some of this stuff.
And it's about that time of
Yeah.
night where we may start hearing stuff. It's not guaranteed, but it is that time.
Right.
I've picked up vocals and tree knocks at night between the hours of 9 and just after midnight.
Right.
So-
Wow. So yeah, so we're at 9:06 right now. So the beginning of peak time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna play some whoops.
It's like that song said,
Real
when the
quick.
sun goes down.
Hey, I did it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, just project it a little bit more, because you know what? I
I was
believe
practicing.
it's believed that if they hear the sound of a female voice, that may trigger something alone, itself. So
Okay. Me do one? I don't know if
Gotta
I
do it
can.
loud.
I know.
there's no wrong
let
way
me-
to do it.
Yeah.
Let me practice. Ooh. Is that right?
Oh yeah, that's what they sound like. Some of them vary, but that's basically what the ones I've heard out here.
All right. Here we go. Ooh. Whoopsie.
Oh no, that's good.
That was
That's
really good. That was-
yeah,
Yeah.
That gave me cold
That
chills.
was like a
I'm not even kidding you. That gave me cold chills.
female. Was just listening.
yeah.
Listen. Brandon, this way.
He's hearing something.
You hear it? Some heavy vegetation.
Let me do it again.
Yeah.
Should I do it one more time? Daniel,
Yeah,
should I do it one more time?
absolutely. And don't be surprised if we pick up coyotes. Sometimes
Okay.
they're one of the first to pick up. Sometimes
Okay.
that's a good one.
I just got the biggest cold chill. It is not cold out here.
Yeah. Yeah, right in here.
Right in here.
Oh, you know what? Oh, good Lord.
Right?
You feel it right here?
Like it got like 5 degrees colder.
Yeah,
You feel it?
I'm starting to feel it.
You ever notice also that all the animals are quiet?
Where's my
Yeah,
bag?
absolutely.
Where's my
Every little peeper or creep.
Everything is now dead quiet. No owls, no birds.
All right, we got a vehicle. I don't know if it's coming up this way or turning down toward the lake.
What was that, periscope?
I put my periscope there, yeah.
So this is one of those instances where we're going to see if equipment that we use on investigations can actually work with a Sasquatch or Bigfoot, because we don't know. I mean, he could. I think if anything's to respond to a knock, I think now it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that freaking, it's like crazy right here. Right in this area. And what's crazy is the fact that it's right after it's hearing those loud steps.
Guys, I'm going to walk over to that big tree over there and do
Okay.
a tree knock.
Okay.
Be careful, there's some poison ivy there.
I won't lie, I think I just shit myself.
There's two directions where it seems like where it feels like electrified or whatever you want to call senses. This way, over in the brush, feels funny. And right there, that one tree, just, I don't know what it is about it, but that area right over there in the clearing.
Yeah, my eyes were looking right straight across the street right there.
Well, not across the street, right there, right out.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
there's a darkness that's right there across the street.
Yeah,
Right there. I mean, and looking at that darkness right there, man.
yeah. I just feel like I need to make some kind of peace offering, if you want to, per se, for some reason.
There's something moving around up here.
If you're watching us concerned about what we may be doing here, we want you to know we love the nature out here. We love everything about this earth. We're not here to do any damage or to take over your home. We want you to know we love the nature out here. We love everything about this earth. We're not here to do any damage or to take over your home. I mean, that's probably the paranormal in me coming out, but I just like
You
to
never know.
try to
Oh, yeah.
make peace with them, because you don't know what they
hold
feel.
on. Hold on, guys, stay still.
You hear it behind us?
Yes, that's what I heard.
That's
Sounded
what
like
I
a
was
limb
just hearing.
dropping.
That's why.
I heard like
Yeah,
something, a
there's
limb drop.
there's
or
something circling around behind us
Yeah.
over here.
After this car went by, we could listen better.
I got a big ass chill.
Yeah, because at first it felt like it was right over here in those trees, but it's moving.
But yeah,
Yeah, at first that's why I turned around here, because I heard something back here like it's moving around us. I think those knocks and that close calls are catching
waking.
some attention.
Yeah, it's
right
waking
now.
something up. I'll do another vocal here.
It's coming from back here.
Do you hear it?
There's something moving around behind us.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Tana.
Yeah.
Try yours again.
If I can do it again.
I think yours jarred it the first time.
I can't remember how I did it, but I'll try it. Whoop. I'm telling you, right in this area and around. But it feels like it's more than one, though. It's a
What are you picking up on, Daniel?
I'm only sensing that they're here. They're trying not to make themselves known.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So that's what they're good at. They're good at remaining silent. With my experiences out here, if they want themselves to be known, trust me, they will. You'll hear a tree knock, you'll hear a vocal, one or the other. But the tree knocks usually indicate their location. It's I believe it's a form of communication, letting the others know where they're at. Some believe it's a warning to others.
What's curious is the fact that it's quiet.
Yeah.
No owls, no birds,
No house.
no nothing. Now I know usually around the time it might be quiet, but this is it compared to what it was 20 minutes ago.
It's an eerie quiet.
It is so charged right here.
Let me feel it.
I mean, this is where we were feeling it before.
Right,
It
yeah.
would come up this far, but then it would go away.
It does. It feels like a wall of something right there. That's weird.
So part of me, I mean, this is just me. Part of me thinks that there's the theory to Bigfoot or Sasquatch being extraterrestrial may sometimes hold water. You know, that he may give off some sort of I hate using the term force field, but force field, because people have tried to get photographs and videos and they've all seen blurry. It's like nobody can get a definitive picture of them.
Yeah.
So what I want to try, on top of using the usual calls and knocks, I want to try using sounds that's actually recorded from NASA, from space.
Okay.
It's sounds that it's data that's been turned into sounds by NASA that have turned into sound quality. So I want to try that and see if it actually sparks anything.
B, you don't feel anything standing there?
What, right behind me?
This was this
No,
charged
just
area.
that area.
No,
You don't feel it now?
I don't.
I don't feel it right now either.
Wow.
So I got the speaker back there, but this is radio signal that has been turned into noise from NASA.
And your whippoorwills.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoa, what was that? Oh, it's lightning bug. Some weird shit.
Oh, yeah.
You're liable to call in more than just what we're looking for.
Yeah. It'd be nice to see some
possible.
lights.
I mean, people have said that it's seen by lights, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hear it? You hear movement over there?
That's what I'm thinking I'm hearing.
You hear like footsteps over there?
Yeah, coming over, somewhere over this way. Guys, there's something over there.
There's something moving across
I
the
hear
road.
it. I heard
Where?
it.
Yeah.
Something directly across from us. I heard it a lot better that time.
Jesus.
What'd you hear, Daniel?
I was hearing movement over there.
What'd you hear, Daniel?
I was hearing movement over there.
What'd you hear, Daniel?
I was hearing movement over there.
I heard that.
Did you hear that?
What'd you hear?
It sounded like a little whoop. Should we walk out to the road?
And that's what I was thinking about doing.
Just walk out to the road.
Yeah, just gonna watch our steps right here.
Yeah.
I thought, while you guys were talking quiet, I thought down that way I heard like a whoop.
I just heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that too. That's why I was like,
Do you want me to try mine one more time?
I'm not gonna lie. Hold 1 second.
Huh?
Right after that was done, like I felt very, very uncomfortable with my back
here.
like right
Back
here.
Yeah, we were looking over this way to begin with.
I still feel uncomfortable.
You do it again?
Go ahead.
This is really testing me.
Try yours, Donna.
Mine.
Yeah.
Whoop. Wait a minute.
Hear that over there?
Did
Oh,
you?
this
You
way?
hear it breaks?
It sounded like I heard more movement back that
Oh,
way.
was it that way? I thought
Yeah.
it was that way.
Yeah, I was hearing it this way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like on and off. I keep hearing movement. It doesn't sound close, but it
Yeah.
doesn't sound too far off if we're hearing it.
Back there.
Are you sure? I thought it was that way. It's right.
Shine your file.
What'd you see?
Something blinked
Where?
right there. No, it was not a firefly. Something actually blinked because they were open and it was closed.
Right in here?
Yeah.
Wait, I think I saw something over to the right.
Yes.
I saw it. I just saw something too.
All right,
Some-
let me get on this side.
Something to the right. I know I saw it.
All right, so we're heading down the street here. We were just kind of on the edge of the road and happened to look down and saw eyes glowing in the dark, but they were also blinking. Then Daniel walked up and Daniel saw it too. And it wasn't a reflector. It wasn't fireflies. I don't know what it was, but it blinked. So now we're kind of walking down to see what that was. That was really cool.
So far, the only thing I'm seeing right now is that. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm not sure what I'm seeing. I'm trying to keep my eyes focused, and there's something there.
Where is it?
I swear I saw something. I can't tell if it's moving or what it might be.
Well, what if it's a
see it.
bear or something?
Is it a deer? I just saw
It might be a deer.
Do you see it again?
Yeah.
Where did you see it?
On the right hand side.
Right here?
Yep. Hold on, wait. I want to make sure it's not a reflector. I can't. I hope it's not.
Here's
a
this
reflector.
campsite. Whoa.
What? What?
Wait a minute.
Sound like a knock.
I hope it's not.
Here's
a
this
reflector.
campsite. Whoa.
What? What?
Wait a minute.
Sound like a knock.
I hope it's not.
Here's
a
this
reflector.
campsite. Whoa.
What? What?
Wait a minute.
Sound like a knock. I see what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
now what I'm seeing, that might be that reflector down there.
Yeah, way down at the end of the road.
But it's the
down
only
there.
thing
See
I'm
'em?
seeing right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's one on the other side of the road.
yeah. See, there's like two.
Might have been the way you moved. It might have blinked.
So yeah, that's the little reflector sign on the bottom. That's the.
Good shot up through there, man.
Scared me.
Sorry, I should have gave a warning. Earlier, it was down this end where we heard those whoops.
Yeah.
What was
Well,
that?
yeah, I
what
heard
was
that.
that?
We all
Sounded
heard that.
like wood, didn't it?
No.
I heard no.
I
heard
like a woo whoop.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
came from
we
back
all
here.
heard that.
I heard it.
Back our way?
It sounded like it came from over this way.
It sounded like it came from back
Yeah,
here.
I've been whooped at before down this way. Now there goes whippoorwills. That ain't what I heard.
No. He's pretty worked up too.
What about a warning?
Uh,
I could, yeah,
yeah.
especially at night.
And on top of that, it's believed that Sasquatch, Bigfoot, imitates other animals, birds especially. There's been a lot of reports of people walking through the woods dead silent and get loud, sharp, piercing whistles.
Well, as we get ready to wrap up the night, it's been very interesting, to say the least, especially when it started getting dark and being out here, because that's a big challenge. We're used to being in asylums and things like that, not the open woods with possible, cryptids around us. We've thought we've heard a couple little whoops. We've done plenty of calls and knocks ourselves. But Daniel, man, I just want to thank you a ton for bringing us out here, sharing your experience with us. It's been a pleasure coming out and doing this with you. We look forward to doing it again, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I'm glad you guys chose me to bring you guys out here. It's a pleasure. I love it. I love it out here. It's been very adventurous over the years. I've heard some pretty wild stuff out here, and hopefully you guys could hear some later down the road.
Yeah. I mean, it's been pretty interesting tonight, really. What do you think, Tana?
My comfort level is at 1. But I made myself do it, and I conquered a fear, and it's been really, really interesting.
And you, brother? How about you, B?
I said it before we walked in here, and it happened. I'm leaving these woods with more questions than I had before I entered them, and can't explain some of the things we've seen. Some of the structures could be man-made, could be something Squatch has made, could be something that just nature is very undetermined, and it's very unpredictable. But I honestly believe that something is in these woods, and I'm already ready to come back and try again.
Yeah, it'd be cool, man.
But we're not leaving here empty-handed.
No,
No,
definitely not.
no, we're not.
Well,
Yeah.
I forgot too. Our senses have been heightened also.
Yeah.
We're all kind of feeling the same thing where when we were over by the truck, how it felt like we were being circled. And I think we were all feeling that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Here, let's
Definitely.
ask Lyle what he feels to close it out.
What do I feel?
Yeah.
I'm gonna come over here by this guy,
Okay.
if you don't mind. I'm gonna come over here by him, because this has been truly a pleasure to work with Daniel and to be our first subject. I shouldn't say test, but our first case for hometown hunts. And we're standing out in the middle of West Augusta, by God, Virginia, and in the deep woods, which to me is my comfort zone, is like very low myself, because I don't like the woods at night, and it's just me. But being out here with you, I trust you know what you're doing, and I think that's what's helped us.
Oh, yeah.
So we definitely appreciate you bringing us out, and the great time we've had today and this evening, and look forward to doing it again. Definitely, man.
Absolutely. Of course, when the sun goes down and lights are out, it's very intimidating for a lot of people, and especially if they've ever experienced and heard the things I've heard and seen out here. You just don't know what to expect. You don't know if they're watching you.
Right.
I mean, in most cases, I've been surrounded. I've heard the movement.
Yeah.
I've heard them walk away from me at nighttime. I've seen them out here. So, I know what they do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I've never been bluff charged, or I've never had anything aggressive happen to me.
Right.
But yes, I've had rocks thrown at me, and it wasn't a little one, but you know, they give you warnings. You know, they will give you warnings to let you know you're too close.
Yeah.
You know, stay clear, stay out of that area. But anytime you're out here, especially if you're camping out here, just relaxing, whatever you're doing, if they're around and if they want to let themselves known, they will make themselves known. Trust me.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
Well, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much for a great adventure, and for the Hometown Haunts crew. We have to wait and see what's next.